I think everyone assumed when I was on Geordie Shore, because I was so like loud and opinionated, that I was like this force to be reckoned with. And I wasn't insecure and I didn't have down days and I wasn't terrified. But actually, that persona I created, not that I'm not loud, you know, but like that persona I created was all just because I felt so out of control, so out of my comfort zone and so lost in a world that I had no idea how to navigate. So I almost created this like caricature of myself to help me deal with these feelings of powerlessness. And of course, I also drank far too much to hide those feelings of insecurity. And don't get us wrong, like I've not left all of that in the past. Like I still have some days where I'm like, nothing looks good on me. This is going to be the day when everyone realises I'm nothing special and all of the makeup artists and all of the fancy clothes and all of the lovely things like this are just going to go away. Like I still have days when I feel like that. But I think being honest with yourself and embracing those vulnerabilities, having like moments to cry and having people to confide in and not feeling like you have to put on this constant brave front, that really helps. So rather than trying to be this like superwoman who has it all figured out all the time, or this super strong bolshy young woman who nobody can hurt their feelings, you know, I just became this version of me, this really honest version. And it makes things so much easier because I'm not hiding, you know? I'm not trying to be anything I'm not. When I'm sad, I cry. And when I'm happy, I laugh. And I let everyone into this world through like platforms like Instagram and social media. And subsequently, I don't feel so alone. I don't feel like I'm dealing with it all on my own. Because that's the worst thing. Isn't it the worst thing where you feel like you're the only person who's ever felt these things? So I suppose to anyone who's feeling like that, I'd just say embrace it. Own it. We all have down days. You cannot have light without shade in life. So yeah, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
We all cry, as I'm showing right now.
And that kind of alone feeling goes hand in hand with the loneliness, which I think a lot of people, particularly like right now over the last couple of years, feel more than ever. And I think it's also people where we don't expect it. We think, oh no, they're surrounded by people. They can be lonely. So I wondered how you sort of experienced loneliness over the years.
So somebody once described loneliness to me as not being alone, but the feeling that nobody cares. And I think that's far more accurate. Like I know some of my loneliest moments have been when I've been in a relationship with someone who just didn't understand me. Or I've been in a relationship with someone who just didn't care. Or I've been around a massive group of people that I thought were my mates, but they were there for just all the wrong reasons. Loneliness is not being alone. It's being around people who do not care about you. And I think it's really difficult because the alternative sometimes, you know, to being in these big parties with big groups of people for me, especially like in those years when I won the jungle, was actually being on my own. And I think, especially when you're in your 20s and stuff, like, and you're just figuring out who you are, it's very difficult to be really comfortable in your own company. So, there's been loads of moments. And it's always the moments that you'd think, oh God, she was surrounded by people, or she was in Mexico with the cast of Geordie Shore. I bet you she was having a whale of a time, where I actually felt the most lonely. But if you are truly comfortable with who you are, if you can look yourself in the mirror every morning, if you can go to sleep with a clear conscience every night, knowing that you are trying to be a good person and knowing that you treat people with respect and kindness and compassion, and you're proud of who you're becoming, you'll be fine in your own company until the people who fucking deserve you actually come along.